Once upon a time, in a quiet town, there was a teacher named Mr. Rowan. He was kind and wise, and all his students respected him. One morning, he entered the classroom holding a large, empty glass jar. The students looked at him curiously. He placed the jar on the table and said, "Today, I want to teach you something important about life." Then he took out a bag of large stones and began putting them into the jar. When no more stones could fit, he asked, "Is the jar full?" The students answered, "Yes, it's full." Mr. Rowan smiled, then took out a bag of small pebbles. He poured them into the jar, shaking it gently. The pebbles rolled into the spaces between the stones. He asked again, "Now, is the jar full?" The students laughed and said, "Yes, now it's really full." But Mr. Rowan wasn't done yet. He took out a box of sand and poured it slowly into the jar. The sand filled all the little spaces left between the stones and pebbles. He smiled once more. "Now," he asked, "is the jar full?" The students shouted, "Yes!" Mr. Rowan nodded. Then he took a cup of water and poured it into the jar. The water flowed in, filling the last tiny gaps. The class burst into laughter. When the laughter stopped, Mr. Rowan said softly, "This jar is like your life. The big stones are the most important things: your family, your health, your dreams, and your faith. Even if you lose everything else, as long as these remain, your life is still full. The pebbles are the smaller things: your job, your house, your school, and your possessions. They matter too, but not as much as the big stones. The sand is everything else: small worries, social media, gossip, and unimportant things that fill our time." He looked around the classroom and said, "If you fill your jar with sand first, there will be no space for the big stones. The same happens in life. If you waste your time on small things, you'll never have room for what truly matters." Then he lifted the jar and smiled. "But if you put the big stones first, you'll always find space for everything else. Even a little water to enjoy the small joys of life." The students sat silently, thinking deeply. One of them finally whispered, "So, the secret to life is knowing what to put first." Mr. Rowan nodded. "Yes," he said gently, "your happiness depends on what you choose to fill your jar with. Life will always give you things to fill your days with. But wisdom is choosing what truly deserves your space. Remember, keep your jar full of what matters most."